Okay, B-Bay40 back with another video here on the new Doors update. This is the August 30th, 2024 update where they added the mines, the second floor. But they didn't just add the mines. They made a lot of changes to the hotel, the floor one. A lot of changes that I'm going to cover here in this video. So I have to warn you in advance about, I don't know, 5 minutes into the video, something happens to the sound. And unfortunately, all you're going to hear is my voice from that point on because it was weird. I just had a major amount of static in the voice. I mean, in the audio recording of the video. I don't know what happened or why it freaked out like it did. But anyway. Let me go through here and just tell you different things. I'm going to skip over the common rooms that everybody's familiar with and basically just talk about the changes to floor one in the hotel. Now, one of the things that they changed, they have had in a lot of passageways and whatnot, they've had closets that you can open. You go inside, and they're very small usually. They may have had a locker inside them, or a little end table with one drawer, or they may have had a chest or two. And all of these spaces now are much bigger, and most of them actually been turned into bedrooms. So it's a major change as far as closets. And the clock there, if you watch it, look at that second hand. As soon as I opened that door, the second hand jumped right to 12 o'clock. And it's spinning real fast. I don't know why the second hand's spinning so fast now on the clocks. Before, they actually used to keep time. They used to track how much time you spent in the game. They don't do that now. I don't know if that's a glitch or something wrong that they need to fix there. So yeah, this little hallway here, you now have side rooms. You can't really call them closets. They're like walk-in closets. They're big now. So check out all these little closets as you go by, and you'll find chests. And the reason I bought the lockpicks at the beginning is in case I find a locked chest. I do that sometimes just so I can open up a locked chest and get a lot of coins, or possibly even get a cross. I've had that happen before. So this is, I think, might be the Seek Chase. So I just skipped right ahead to this because it's just want to cover the Seek Chase in this video and all the different entities that you might encounter. So what changed in this is now when you go through the first door and the furniture is all over, the furniture falls in front of you, so you have to watch and figure out which side you have to go to now when the furniture falls. So, and usually there's a little blue guiding light that'll tell you which side to go to. So just keep an eye out for that. See the guiding light on the left? So that's the only thing that really that I noticed that changed in the Seek Chase is, you know, before you'd go through the door and the furniture's already laying there, but now it doesn't fall until after you go through the door, and then you got to figure out really quick which side to run to. And that's another new addition there too, that little hex invisible door that keeps Seek from chasing after you. Almost like they put a spell on the door, which is kind of neat. So now library, I'm going to talk about it before I even get there. Oh, this is the you know, you're supposed to get on the basement. You go on the other side and it's a bedroom. And this is brand new. Before it was just a dead door always. When you come to this room, when you have to go down and flip the switch to open the gate. Now it appears that they've put a bedroom here on the opposite side now, and I've seen that every time I've come to this particular room. So with Figure, the last time they did an update, they gave Figure the ability to jump over the railing. You know, go upstairs or downstairs in that section of the library. He can jump over the railing. Now, Figure is always at top speed. He's always running fast. And he can hear you anywhere in the library. So if you stand up and take 3 or 4 steps, he'll come after you no matter where you are in the library, no matter where he is in the library. He will find you. So you got to stay crouched all the time. There is no crouching challenge anymore. You simply cannot do it. And it'll be impossible to do a no crouching challenge now. So just be forewarned that Figure, if you stand up at all and take a few steps, he will hear you and come after you. So just be careful of that. Now, to avoid this having to do with the heartbeat thing, I've seen some people complain that they don't know how to get past that. If you want to even avoid the heartbeat thing, just wait till Rush gets close and then jump in the locker, and after he goes through the room, jump back out. So do it as quick as you can to get in and out of the locker. And I have to say, this is the first time that I've ever seen this room before the library be dark. And that right there I just picked up is basically a clock, an alarm clock. And this is something they added that can be used to distract Figure. I didn't use it in there because I wasn't sure what it was. I didn't know if it'd be a bomb, like the holy hand grenade, or what it was. So I just held onto it through the library, and I didn't set it off until after I got out of the library. And but it is used because Figure is tougher now. It seems like every time they do an update, Figure gets harder and harder to get past, and he's very difficult to get past now. So this clock can be used. You can set it off somewhere on the side and run, and Figure will go for the clock, I believe. And you can run up to the grab a book that's hard to get to, or go to the lock and unlock it and get out while Figure is distracted. So, but I'll show you. I just held on to it for now, but and I can't really show you because my audio, the sound of the recording, the audio part of the recording got really messed up, so I had to basically mute it. But it does, that's how it works, and they set that up so that you could see. I got up and ran around a little bit, and he heard me. Although I think at that point he really didn't. He was upstairs and I was far enough away. I think he actually did not hear me, but you'll see how quickly he comes at me one time when I stand up and just take a couple steps. And he has like a flashlight head. I don't remember him having the light in his face before, like a flashlight looking around, because he can't see. And I don't understand the sense of having the flashlight face if he can't see anything. If he can only hear, that's just kind of strange. But anyway, that's what it is. So I was a little nervous. I didn't want to spend too much time out here, so I just went and grabbed the map, the instruction sheet, and Figure. You see, he's moving pretty fast, and I haven't even grabbed. I only got 2 books, and he's just been moving pretty quickly the whole time. So I didn't bother spinning the globes this time, or doing much else, because I was basically concentrating on where he was and how to avoid him, because I wanted to see if his usual track that he takes was still the same. It's mostly the same. He seems to spend more time over by the library desk where the instruction sheet is. And look over there. See that? He went into that little corner next to the stairway. That used to be a pretty good place to hide, but obviously it's not now. So I suggest that you don't ever go and park yourself in that side of the stairwell over there in that corner. It's a very dangerous spot now. So when I do stand up and want to get a little bit of speed, I'll simply just take 2 or 3 steps and try not to walk too much on my feet, so I don't have him coming after me. Because I have noticed, and you'll see that here, one time I stand up, I take about 4 steps. It's just 1 step too many, and he hears me and he comes after me. And I thought for sure I was dead. I was like, oh my God, this is it. But you'll see that here shortly. So I gotta mostly wait for him to go upstairs. I know there's a book, at least 1 book. See that? I stood up because I wanted to save some time, and I took about 4 or 5 steps, and he heard me. And look at this. He's just like going crazy right now. Look how fast he's running. There's just no outrunning him. And watch what he does. He comes right over here, right up at me. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm dead. And somehow, some way, he just turned away at that last second, and he didn't kill me. I was so lucky. So you got to be careful. Just stay crouched the whole time. Don't take any chances on standing up and running anywhere, because he will hear you from a long way away and he'll track you down. So I'm wanting him to go back upstairs because there's a book on that middle shelf over there. See it? There's actually two there, and I didn't know there was two. There's one here. I was able to grab that one. And it wasn't until I got all the way up top that I realized I didn't have... I thought the last book would be up on the very end on the upper level, and it wasn't there. There was no books on that back end over there, so I had to find the last book. So while he's going up over there, I'm going to try to come down here and grab a book I heard ringing down here, and then go back to my corner, which has been relatively safe over here. So he's around that stairway. Here he comes. So the best spot is that side, to go on that side and watch where he goes. Now he went all the way over again, like I was saying. He likes to hang out over there by that librarian desk there where the map is, so the instructions. So, and it's nice to see that the books are now, the guiding light is now lighting the books up earlier now. Like they would a key or a door. They light up a lot quicker now. Before it would take like 5 minutes in the library for the books to light up. So I'm stuck with 7 books, and I'm thinking back over here is where the last book was, but it wasn't. It wasn't over here. Unfortunately, I had to go back down and find that last book. So he's running around down there. I'm just going to go up here and take a peek and see where that book is. See if I could see it glowing somewhere or sticking out somewhere. And sure enough, right there in that middle section, you can see it's green. On the end closest to me is where that last book is. So I got to go all the way back down there again and get the book out of the toughest location there is. And just keep an eye on him and where he's going. So he looks like he could come back up here, so I'm going to hide him in this corner. This corner also seems to be still a fairly safe spot. So figure is actually upstairs, I think. Yep. So I got to wait for him to go back downstairs again. So just take your time in here and be cautious and use some of the safe corners, like the one I was just in, and the one that's way out down the end down here. This corner down here seems to be safe still. I never saw a figure come all the way up here into this corner up here. So I'm going to see if he's going to go. He's heading back to that librarian desk. There he is. And what was funny, if you want to go back and look at it, when he first came in, when you first come into the library, the figure runs off to the left there. He went over there and he's like really mad at something. He just stomped it into the floor. He just beat on it. He's just stomping on it. If you want to rewind the video and go back to that spot, it's funny. So, and take note of that when you come in. Watch him run over there and stomp on whatever's over in that corner. I guess it gets under his feet and he gets mad and stomps on it. So now I got all the books. I'm going to look at the code here. So if anybody who doesn't know how to do the code, you look at the first symbol is a diamond. The 4-sided diamond is, and that tells you that if you look over to the left, it's the number 8. And that's how you figure out. The next one's a square, number 2, and that's also an 8. So the first 2 numbers are 8, 8. And then I believe it was 256. So 88256 is the combination to get out this time. So I want to make sure he's on a place where I don't have to worry about him before I try running upstairs, because he's moving so fast all the time. And he's his usual path that he follows has changed a little bit. You don't know if he's going to take a funny turn and come at you. So I'm pretty sure he's gone off over by the librarian desk again. I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to go right to the lock and undo it. So it was 88256. Oh, 65, sorry, 88265. So, and that was it. Now you get to enjoy Jeff's shop. He has changed quite a bit too. This is funny. So I go ahead and buy everything that I can, and what I did, you notice he puts things out as you walk up there. He put the cross out, so I grabbed the cross, and then I grabbed the key, and I was like, why is my cross laying on the floor? I already had lockpicks, so I just added to my lockpicks, and I added to my vitamins, and I went and filled up the jar. This is funny what he does. He's watching me fill it up. He's getting all excited. He has legs sticking out the sides now. He's a lot more animated, moves around a lot more. And watch, I fill it up all the way, and watch what he does. He grabs it, tosses it back and puts out another jar. So I tried to play the radio this time, and actually it gets like a lot of static, and he bonks on it and puts it back on the regular station. So I tried it again. It was just funny to watch. He just hits it and knocks it back to the station. And I see my cross on the floor. I was like, what's going on? You can only carry 6 items now. Before you can get up to like 10. But now you're down to 6. So you got to decide which 6 do you want to keep. So I went ahead and decided I wanted to see what this alarm clock did here. So I just put it on the floor. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be a bomb. I picked up my cross and ran to the other end of the room. And I was listening to it. All of a sudden the alarm went off. It just started ringing really loud. So it gives you time to run off after you set it to get away from figure. So it's going to be a handy little tool to get through the library from now on if you have trouble with that. So just remember to grab that alarm clock, and when everybody's ready to run for the lock, to do the lock and get out, just set the alarm clock off so everybody can make it up there. Oh, there's my son. So the back door is still here, the back rooms. You can still go back here. I have not checked it out yet to see if any changes occurred with the back rooms. I don't imagine they did any changes to it. You probably access it still the same way with 2 lockpicks and the skeleton key. So I decided I don't want to do that right now. I want to try to make it all the way to the end. I want to see what else has changed in the hotel. And there are some really big changes coming up. The biggest changes, Halt is no longer in his little hallway. He's running through a ballroom dining area. It's how you have to run away from Halt, going back and forth. Another big change is the garden, the greenhouse at the end. They completely changed that. They also changed the outside section where you run outside. That has completely changed, and I need to talk about that quite a bit too. So I think now, and the other thing I haven't mentioned yet, which is coming up next, is the hospital area in the hotel. The medical facility has completely been revamped, and it's a lot bigger than it was before. So this is all some pretty cool, neat stuff and changes they made to the hotel, the floor 1, which are worth checking out. So don't just concentrate on the mines. You got to do the hotel again too. It's pretty good. A lot of things have changed. So I'm gonna find a switch eventually. I forget if I find it before it lights up. I think it lights up first, so it's all the way down the other end over here. In one of the usual spots. So I finally got the switch. And Screech. So I believe still Screech only attacks you in dark rooms in the hotel, but he will attack you in dark and lit rooms in the mines. So Screech will attack you anywhere in the mines. So I gotta keep track of the door numbers. Dupe is actually in the mines, as well as all the other entities, plus some new ones. And one thing that's when you go into the mines, if you manage to get in there, take note of eyes. Eyes teleports all around the place in the mines, but they have not made that change here as far as I know in the hotel. So just time rush to where you hop in the locker at the last possible second, and then hop back out as soon as you know he's out of the room, and that will make it easier to get in and out of lockers and not have to deal with hide. And you won't have to do the heartbeat thing. If you just wait, jump in the locker at the last possible second. And you can tell when Rush is coming as it gets louder and louder. And it's usually a certain pitch, a certain amount of volume where you know he's really close, and you can just hop in the locker. So this is the hospital, as you can see. It's gotten a lot bigger and a lot different. There's actually actually 2 whole sections they added to it. And the coins, you actually have to grab them now. They don't just automatically pop into your coin collection just by looking at them. You have to actually grab them now. So many changes in this game. Now I'm full of vitamins. I can't grab them, so I got to try to adjust myself so I can grab the coins. So this is the third section back here, like more bedrooms and offices and whatever it looks like. So yeah, just all kinds of new additions to the game here. So you might want to check out all the different closets when you go in here, see what's in here. I was wondering, when they did updates and they added the cross to the game, they put the cross only in the certain rooms. So I went all the way back through here, looking at all the walls, thinking that this is a hospital, Red Cross or whatever, and you might find a cross somewhere, but I did not see a cross anywhere on any walls inside the hospital area. I even looked up over the doorways and nothing. So, gonna grab the coins. These drawers are always packed with a lot of coins. So now I'm going to continue on, and I might skip a few more rooms to get to Halt. I think Halt will be next. And then we'll be going outside, and I'll show you the outside, which is just amazing how much they changed and added to this map, this game. Just the hotel. It's not just the mines below, but it's the hotel itself that's going through a lot of changes. So, yes, that one hallway that's blocked. I was just looking at it from the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and see. I've been looking at all the different walls to see if there was a cross anywhere, and I couldn't find one anywhere. So I'm just going to pop right ahead to the second Seek chase. And what I do with Seek, I mentioned it in all my videos, I just look to the left, see if there's the door is on the left. If I don't see it there, I just run to the right. I don't try looking both ways. You just look one way, it makes it a lot easier. So I looked to the left, and there it was. Just went that way. Look left, not there, just go right. If it's not right, just go all the way around. No door left, no door right, just go around. And I wasn't sure if Seek had gotten faster or not, so I have my vitamins handy in my hand. I bumped into a couple of things I thought maybe would have slowed me down a little bit. A little bit of hesitation there, so I went and popped my vitamins just to make sure I was going to make it to the end. So it seems to be maybe more drops, more items that you can find along the way, because I'm already stocked up with, I had 3 vitamins, 3 lockpicks, a candle, a lighter. I just didn't see a flashlight anywhere. So somebody's new, here's Halt. Look at this change here. It's like going through a ballroom, and you can't go too far to the left or right, so you might as well just stay in the middle, just to be safe. And it's always the same thing, back and forth, back and forth. So I got my cross out in case I ran into any trouble that I didn't see coming. Like in the mines, you have to, as you're running away from, back and forth from Halt in the mines, you have to push this cart to break a barrier. And if you miss it, or you just get stuck on the side of that cart, you're dead. And there's no, as far as I know, there's no cross in the mines. Although I think it's the only way to get in there. I noticed if you want to do this, if you make it through the hotel and you take the elevator down to the mines from the hotel at the end, door 100, hang on to a cross, because there are badges that you can get from killing the new entities in the mines with a cross. Like the Giggles. If you were to zap Giggles with the cross, you get a new badge. So next time I do this, if I get a cross, I'm going to hold on to it and go down the mines into the, down with the elevator, ride it down to the mines. And there was another room on the side here and another locked chest. So that's why I buy lockpicks at the beginning, so I can grab whatever's in the locked chest. So yeah, that's objective of mine right now, is to save my cross to the very end and bring it with me into the mines, which I believe you can do. And I'm going to use it on Giggles and maybe the moths. I don't know if they will work on the moths, and I think it will. So here's the outside, and this was just quite a shock when I first came out here. It's like, holy moly, what a change. They really changed everything out here. Now, and I warn you, when you come out here, they put snares here and there. So you got to watch where you step in these gardens. You could step on a snare, which I did. That's how I found out. I wasn't expecting snares to be out here. So the other thing you want to look for is look for a narrow locker, a locker that's not very wide. And they have these in the mines, and I did not notice if they had one out here. So they have wooden lockers out here. But you got to find one that's only half the width. And if you find it, you might find the shears. And you can cut away these vines and find out what's inside there with the shears. And there's the snare is right there on the right. And I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just looking at the vines and trying to figure out how do I get them off. And ouch, I stepped on the snare. I was like, damn, I got to keep my eye open. So I was walking around here, just checking the whole garden out here to see what else might be new or different, and watching out for snares. And that may have been a narrow locker right there on the right that I just walked past. So if you do find a narrow locker that's only half as wide as a regular locker, open it up and you'll probably find the shears inside there. You know, if you make it this far. Which I'm sure a lot of you will. So that's a narrow locker right there. I didn't even realize they were there. So the narrow lockers have shears. Just open one up and grab your shears and you can go and cut away those vines off of those lockers and see what's inside, which is what I plan on doing the next time I play this, play the hotel and go all the way through. And I think they changed the Guardian here. I can't remember what it looked like. But I think they may have modified it some. So roaming around again, looking at whatever might be new out here, just taking it all in is such a huge change. That's actually a tree stump. It's not a locker. All the regular lockers out here, I think, are the same as inside the hotel, just for hiding from rush. So I'm trying to keep my eye open for snares as I'm walking around. So anyway, yeah, it's a pretty big change right there. And also the greenhouses now are all gated, and they also have snares. And I'm looking around, I was like, wow, what a change! And I didn't realize there's a snare right there. Like, darn it, I gotta pay attention. I was just kind of overwhelmed by all the changes of the game and everything, and how different they all look. And the cross, of course, does not work on snare, but I got it out just in case rush sneaks up on me. So they also have dupe out here in the greenhouse now. You have multiple choices. You can go left, you can go right, or you can go straight. And I didn't realize, I could not get my candle to work before, and I don't know what it was. That I think you actually have to, after you put it in your hand, you have to click and light the candle, which I did not know, and that just kind of just figured that out. So it was the same thing with dupe. You lose the number. The number was right in the middle of that gate. It's not there anymore. So you just have to listen. If you're not sure which number is the right one, just listen for dupe. Like I've said before in the past, he just sounds like a sleeping dragon. He has this really deep, low guttural sound, like he's snoring or breathing real heavy. So you just listen. You can get up close to the gates and just listen for dupe, and you'll figure out which one is the correct one to go through. And I think it did turn out to be 92 because we just got in here. Yep, so I heard dupe on both ends, and going straight was the right way to go. So, and every time you open a gate, find a locker, because it's the opening doors is what gets dupe. Rush It wakes up Rush and brings him through here. And before, he would come as many as 3 times in the greenhouses here. But now, I think they only came twice in this particular run. I only had to deal with Rush twice. And the Herba Veritas does not seem to be doing its job anymore. I mean, I stepped on that snare a long time ago, and I'm still showing damage. So I don't know if that's a glitch in the game that they need to fix, but the Herba Veritas was not working. It was not doing its job. So now I open up another gate. I want to find me a locker really quick. Because I believe Rush is going to come. Get a locker over here. I'm just going to wait and listen. Just every time you go through a gate here in the greenhouses, there's actually, I think it is just a much bigger greenhouse now. And again, I've got choices. Which one is the right one? Which one has dupe? And all you can do is just listen, get up close to the door and listen. As soon as you hear the grumbling sound, then you know that's the wrong door. You just go to a different one. There's a snare there on the left. So it turned out, fortunately, there's a locker right after the gate. And this time I believe Rush does come for the first time. Or maybe not. So yeah, but anyway, just be cautious. Take your time going through here. I'm actually very surprised I made it to gate 94, or door 94, without Rush coming. So you don't know which door you're at until you actually get there. So I remember this time I remember 94. I knew 95 was next. So now I'm like positive that Rush is going to come. So I got to find me a locker quick. So just wait and be patient. Just listen. See if you hear him coming. Still, that's what I remember doing this run. I'm sure he came twice when I was in the greenhouse here, but still has not come. So we went through 95, and I'm going to find door 96. And again, even though you can't, oh, that's what's interesting too. Let me take a look here. We'll look at another gate. If the gate is dark, I think, if you can't see through it, then it's the wrong gate. Now this one I can actually see through it to the other side, so obviously dupe is not there. So that could be a clue that I need to check it on the next time I have multiple choices. The gates that do not have, I just managed very luckily to go in at the last possible moment, and Rush managed to run by the time Hyde kicked me out. So Rush had already gone through. Now I'm going to wait, because sometimes, since I haven't had any Rush till gate 96, that a lot of times Rush will come back to back. So I'm waiting by another locker just to make sure he doesn't come a second time and catch me off guard here. So this gate's open. You can see it's you can see through the gate. So I'm going to grab me another locker and be ready, just to be sure he isn't going to come and show up again, since I just opened another gate. It's only been one time so far. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I made it through here. So I wanted to see if there was any changes to the ending. And what happened on the ending, which is really weird, is that Figure, it's pretty much all the same ending, but Figure got stuck. And what really changed If anybody's watched my other videos, I've always using a lockpick to unlock the utility room where the breaker box is. I'll unlock that before I hit the door switch. So that, now I saw that and I went around it. I don't know how I still ended up stepping on it. Unless there was, I think maybe it was 2 in a row back to back, and I thought I went around the first one, the second one would be safe. And the second one wouldn't be there. It would be safe to just go back around him. So I'm going to sit here and wait again, just in case. See if Rush comes again. So in the door 100 with Figure, I opened up the utility room with a lockpick, and I did my usual thing. After I opened up the bulkhead and Figure comes down the stairs, I ran in there. And what really surprised me that I wasn't expecting is that Figure followed me into that room, which has never happened before. So that's something new that did change. It makes me wonder if the developers watch my videos and they see my little tricks that I like to do and how to get through the game, and they modify the game to eliminate these little tricks. So I like coming in here, just having the room ready, open, because it's such a small doorway, you think Figure cannot get in there. So I got my cross out just in case, because I don't know what's going to happen with all the changes they've done in the game so far. You don't know what they're going to change here. So here he comes down, and what I do is I run, and then I crouch and go in here. And I got my cross out, and I turn around and look, and here he comes. I'm like, damn. So I trapped him in here, used my cross on him, and what happened is it glitched him out. He could not get out of that room. So I was able to go out here and go in all the different rooms and hallways and roam all around and get all the breakers. But the tricky part was, how do I get Figure out of that room so I can go in there and do the number game and finish up and get out of and escape. I couldn't do it with Figure in that room. And I'll show you. I'm sitting there wondering, where is Figure? Why isn't he coming out here? Why am I not? He sounded, to me, since I was playing it, he was off in the distance. He sounded like he was off in the distance. I said, okay, well, fine. You stay where you are. I'm going to go and get all the breakers. Try to find all the breakers. So I need, I think I got 5 so far. So I'm going around all the aisles. There's no Figure. He still sounds like he's still stuck. So I'm just going to stand up and run and get all the breakers I can find, since I don't have to worry about Figure. This time, even though I didn't see him, because of the noise, all the noise he was making, he just sounded like he was stuck. So I just got one more breaker, and there it is. So I got all the breakers. So I'm crouching just to be sure, because sometimes he'll get stuck next to a locker out here, and you'll see him, his little arms waving, and he's had a hard time recent times after the last update before, that he'd be getting stuck in a lot of different places. So I'm really worried. I don't have my cross anymore, and I'm wondering, where is he? There he is. He's stuck in the room. He's trying to get out, and he can't. So I tried standing up and running to try to bring him out. I think if I get up and run, that it would activate him somehow to get him to figure out where I am and get him out of that room. But that didn't work. So I went down below, and down below I was standing up and running around, and he was still stuck in the room. He just could not get out of that room. So he ended up over there on that side, just, just lost and confused. So I wanted to see if I could hit the breaker box, hit the E in the breaker box from the outside here, and I couldn't do it. You have to be in the room. And I'm still trying to figure out a way that I can get in there and do the breaker puzzle. And he's just going nuts up there right now. He hears me walking around down below here underneath him. And it's a shame that my audio screwed up and you couldn't hear this, but yeah, he is just like freaking out up there. He wants to get me so bad. He can't. So I'm going to realize that he's pretty much stuck and he's not coming out. And I still cannot activate the breaker box from out here. So I was looking around, just, killing time to see if he would somehow free himself, which he never did. So I've got to be brave and try to figure out how to get into that space and hit the E on the breaker panel and have him go through the that routine where he runs through the fire and freaks out and jumps out the window, which he does still do. And I do manage, fortunately, because he is stuck on that far wall. He's just like going bananas in there. So I'm still trying to run on my feet to try to get him to come out. And he's just going nuts because he hears me walking, but he can't find a way out. He just doesn't know the way out. So now he's stuck over on that side. Just seems like he just can't get away from that wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak up the side here as close as I can, as careful as I can, crouching, and see if I can get past him and just hit the E on that breaker box. That's all I have to do is just hit the E when I get there. So fortunately, I was managed to hug the wall over here really close and get up here and hit E, and that did the trick. It got him out of there and gave me the opportunity to do the puzzle. So the puzzle is pretty much the same. It hasn't changed. The first two are kind of slow, and you just trip the ones that light up. Like I did 10, you do 4, 2, 9, and 3. That's all you have to do for this breaker panel puzzle. You just trip the breakers that light up. In the last one, I got lucky. I was watching it and I figured I didn't see number 1, so I tripped number 1 at the end. So you get 7, 6, 4, 2, 3, and then I just tripped 1. I figured I didn't notice it come up, so it just happened to be the right one. So from here, it's just the same. You turn left and run out the door and run up to the elevator and escape. And whatever you still have for items, you could bring down into the mines with you. It's like I was saying, I'm going to have to go through here, save a cross, if I can, to the end, unless I have to use it on figure, and bring it with me down into the mines. Because there is a couple badges. There's a badge you can use on Giggles. I saw it in the achievements section in the lobby. If you were to click on the achievements button on the left side there and look at the achievements that you can get from the mine, or the cross, actually, the crucifix. They call it the crucifix, but it's actually a cross. Take it with you down the elevator to the bottom. You see it's counting down into mission. And it's going to bring me right down into the mines. So this is actually like the third way that you can actually get in here. I had my private server had 2 doors in the front that you can access the mines that way. Or you can just go to the modifiers and select it there. Or you get to the mines by completing the hotel floor 1 and taking the elevator down. It brings you to the mines. So anyway, I did just upload a video of the mines before this one. If you would go in and check that out, it gives a lot of good tips on how to get through it. I haven't made it, as of this point, haven't made it all the way through to the end. And after you get past Seek, you end up being put into one of these coal cars, and you're going down like this roller coaster, and you have to control it, left and right. You have to make a right turn, and it takes you all the way down deep into the mine, and you end up in the area that has a like a computer panel that tells you a code, and you have to do this 4 times. You have to find the 4 different stations to input the code. And I was only able to find one of them before I got killed by the goblin. I don't know what they call it. There's like a, giggles. There's a giant giggles in there that attacks you. They call him the goblin or the whatever his name is, but you can use, from what I understand, you can use the cross on him too. If you manage to bring a cross down with you, you can use it on this last monster and then go off and find the other stations and input the codes, and you'll be done. So I believe that's the ending anyway. But have not been able to make it there yet. I'm going to try, probably, I'm guessing I'll be able to make it all the way through by the end of this next week, hopefully. I'll figure it all out. Been learning a little bit more and more each time I play it. I've played probably about 15, 16 times now. I know that because I've added about 15, 16 deaths to my death total. I'm up over 600 now. I don't know why they show the deaths or why they can't show the victories, how many times you made it through. Because I've made it through probably close to 400 times on the floor 1. So, but this floor 2, the mines, is quite challenging. It was impossible the first couple days. They nerfed it since then, so it's much more easier to get through now. So check out my other video I did a little earlier than this one on how to get through the mines here. It'll help out a lot for those of you who are having trouble getting through. And thanks for checking out the video. I appreciate it. And I'll try to keep some videos coming. Thanks. Bye.